Fame is a trap. It looks like freedom, but it often means you're under contract, under pressure, and under surveillance. The industry profits off pain. Labels sign artists who fit the mold, glorifying violence, drugs, and hypersexuality, while ignoring the trauma that comes with it. The cost isn't just the artist to pay. Families suffer. Communities lose leaders. Kids grow up idolizing the wrong things. It's time to take control of the narrative. If we don't, the next generation will walk the same path, straight into a cycle of fame, failure, and forgotten potential. Why this series matters. This isn't just entertainment. This is a cultural intervention. Over the next few episodes, we'll be unpacking topics like the psychological damage of being idolized while being trapped, how the industry markets trauma and pain for profit, the impact of media manipulation on the youth, the need for artist ownership, mental health resources, and community accountability. Each chapter will build on the last, peeling back the layers of the industry's role in the destruction and the potential for rebuilding the culture with purpose. How to listen. Catch the Baking Soda TV podcast now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, all major streaming platforms. Follow the Baking Soda TV on IG at baking_soda_TV for updates, discussions, and visit bakingsodatv.com for exclusive content from the series. Thoughtful. This series is about truth. It's about opening eyes, sparking conversations, and demanding better for our artists, our youth, and our culture. Let's build, not just talk. Let's break cycles, not just repeat them. The commercialization of hip-hop, how the industry sold out the culture, and how we take it back. Hip-hop started as a movement, not a market, not a brand, but a voice for the voiceless, a revolution in rhythm, fashion, and thought. Yet somewhere along the way, the message got lost in the money. Tonight, we're breaking down how hip-hop went from the people's culture to corporate commodity, and most importantly, how we can take the power back. The corporate takeover, when the culture was sold, the roots of ownership. In the beginning, hip-hop wasn't an industry, it was an ecosystem of innovation. Block parties in the Bronx birthed it. Graffiti, breakdancing, and MCing gave it its 4 pillars. The goal wasn't fame, it was expression and survival. Labels like Def Jam, Ruthless, Death Row, Bad Boy, and No Limit were community engines. They gave voices from the streets access to distribution. Ownership mattered. These were our stories, our money, our networks. But when Russell Simmons sold Def Jam to Universal in 1999, a domino effect began. Corporate America realized hip-hop wasn't just culture, it was currency. Suddenly, boardrooms filled with executives who didn't understand the language, values, or struggle, but they saw dollar signs. This was the moment the system flipped. Hip-hop wasn't just being distributed, it was being owned by outsiders. Algorithm over art. Streaming rewards repetition, not depth. That's why short songs, catchy hooks, and TikTok dances dominate over concept albums. The algorithm doesn't care about legacy. It cares about retention rates. Artists now create to feed the machine, not the movement. That's why the message changed from storytelling to clickbait rap, the collapse of black-owned power structures. Once the corporate shift was complete, independent black labels were squeezed out or forced to sell. Rockefeller split. Jay-Z moved into corporate leadership, but lost the independent infrastructure. Bad Boy turned into a brand, not a movement. No limit and cash money struggle with lawsuits and contract entanglements. Death row imploded under legal and internal chaos. With those powerhouses gone, the industry lost its independent gatekeepers. People who understood the streets and could negotiate with corporate suits on equal footing. Now, most independent artists are actually under distribution deals owned by major labels. It's disguised as independence, but it's just a leaner version of the same control. Rebuilding the power. New techniques to shift the rap game. Here's where the episode moves from analysis to solutions. 1. Digital ownership and blockchain royalties. Artists can use blockchain tech to sell music directly to fans as NFTs or smart contracts, giving fans true ownership and artists instant payouts. Platforms like Sound.xyz, Audius, or Zora empower creators to bypass the middleman. Lesson: own your masters, your metadata, and your monetization. 2. The rise of micro labels and artist collectives. Instead of chasing major label deals, artists can form micro labels with shared infrastructure, engineers, marketing teams, publicists, while keeping ownership split fairly. This mirrors the Wu-Tang or Rockefeller model, but powered by digital tools and direct fan engagement. Lesson: small empires beat big contracts. 3. Build direct-to-fan ecosystems. Artists need to turn fans into community members, not just listeners. Use Patreon, Bandcamp, or custom websites. Offer exclusive drops, private streams, behind-the-scenes content. Build mailing list. Own your audience. Don't rent it from Instagram or Spotify. Lesson: you can't lose followers you truly connect with. 4. Culturally owned media platforms. Hip-hop doesn't need another blog. It needs Black-owned media platforms that tell the truth, promote discovery, and set their own trends. Platforms like Baking Soda TV are the modern-day Def Jam. Independent media hubs where artists can control how they're represented. Lesson: if we control the narrative, we control the future. 5. Teach the business early. The next generation of rappers need education in publishing, sync licensing, and IP law. Hip-hop education should be as common as music production tutorials. That's how we stop the exploitation cycle, by knowing the game before we play it. Lesson: knowledge is the new advance. Conclusion: from commodity back to community. Hip-hop started as the world's first youth-owned movement. It was the sound of struggle and survival, but also the sound of innovation. Today, it's time to bring it full circle. From streams back to ownership, from control back to creativity. The culture doesn't need saving, it needs reclaiming, because hip-hop doesn't belong in a boardroom. It belongs in the hands of the people who built it. We're diving deep into the real conversations that don't make the headlines. The pain behind the performance, the silence behind the success. Because while the industry glorifies the fame, the followers, and the fast life, it rarely talks about the toll it takes on the artist's mind, soul, and spirit. So let's break it down. The mental health struggles that go unspoken. First things first, mental health. That's the elephant in the room. See, in hip-hop especially, there's this unspoken code. Don't show weakness. From a young age, a lot of us are conditioned to hide pain behind bravado. You could be depressed, anxious, or just mentally exhausted, but you still gotta show up smiling for the camera, hit the stage, and post like everything's perfect. But the truth is, the grind mentality and trauma culture overlap in dangerous ways. We celebrate the hustle, but never the healing. We tell young artists, don't stop, don't sleep, stay on 10. But we never tell them it's okay to slow down, to breathe, to talk about what's really going on inside. Look at how many artists we've lost to mental battles, masked as overdoses, car crashes, or violent altercations. It's pain that was never processed, emotions that never got spoken, and trauma that kept recycling. What's wild is that behind the scenes, many artists deal with paranoia, trust issues, imposter syndrome, survivor's guilt, and just the overall fatigue of trying to maintain relevance in an industry that eats its own. In therapy, it's still taboo in the culture, but therapy isn't weakness, it's weaponry. It's understanding how to use your emotions as insight instead of letting them become your downfall. The pressure to fit into destructive stereotypes. Now let's talk about the pressure to play a role. The industry has this habit of rewarding the same destructive stereotypes. The tough guy, the gangster, the savage, the vixen. Labels and media executives know those images sell. They package pain as entertainment and turn trauma into branding. And artists, especially the ones coming from environments where opportunities are limited, often feel like they have no choice but to fit the mold. But here's the problem. When the world only celebrates one version of blackness, masculinity, or femininity, it limits the art and damages the artist. We've seen artists who try to evolve, who step away from that stereotype, get labeled soft, fake, or not real. And so the cycle continues. Young artists imitate what they think they have to be to survive, not what they actually are. It's a psychological prison where you become a caricature of yourself and your music stops being expression. It becomes performance for profit. Breaking that takes courage. It means saying, I can be from the streets and still be introspective. I can talk about the struggle without glorifying the destruction. Real evolution is when you can own your full humanity, not just the parts that sell. The way fame can alienate artists from their families, their communities, and even themselves. Fame is a double-edged sword. It can lift you up, but it can also isolate you. When you start getting attention, money, and recognition, your reality shifts. The people around you change, or maybe you do. Either way, there's a disconnect. Family might not understand your schedule. Friends might start acting different. And somewhere in between, you start losing touch with your roots. You go from being one of us to being one of them. And if you're not grounded, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, fame can make you a stranger in your own life. A lot of artists talk about the loneliness of success. You're surrounded by people, but nobody really knows you. Every interaction starts to feel transactional. You start questioning who's real, who's loyal, and who's only there for the benefits. And because your identity is tied to your public image, you can lose your sense of self completely. You forget what you loved about music in the first place. That's why having a strong support system, family, day one friends, and a circle that keeps it 100 is essential. Without that grounding, fame doesn't just change your life, it consumes it. So what do we do about all this? We start by speaking on it. We start by normalizing vulnerability in hip-hop, by celebrating honesty as much as we celebrate hustle. We stop letting the industry dictate what's real and start defining realness for ourselves. Growth, authenticity, and peace of mind. Because at the end of the day, music is supposed to be a mirror of life, not a mask for pain. So to every artist out there, protect your mind, protect your spirit, and remember, your worth isn't measured in numbers. It's measured in impact. This has been Fluid. You're listening to the Baking Soda TV podcast. Stay grounded. Stay creative. Stay whole. This is just the start. Stay tuned for the next chapter, coming soon.